Don't let them in.
No.
What's up, guys? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi pre-game tailgate party. Look at the game guy over there. Look at it. Checking out his shirt, looking at himself.
Oh, man,
wow, look at
you. Look at him. Man, he's nice. Looks good.
That's nice.
That's nice. Vacation shirt.
Man, look at that. Yeah.
Oh, he's on vacation. I got you.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why all the shows are watched.
Hey, ask this guy how many times you've heard from him since he's been on vacation.
Hey, you've heard me at least
on vacation.
Hey, Moose has heard from me at least twice.
Listen,
Moose. True. Once.
Moose. Nope, twice.
I heard from him once, and that was like 5 minutes before we came on. He sent me a text to Marvel Snap.
That's right. Pre-game.
Wow.
That was it. That's it, man.
Pre-game. Is it warm you up, man? I want you to come to the podcast excited.
I don't know if anybody has checked out the new Do. It's a podcast for sci-fi Do. It's all blue. Yeah.
Oh man, no. Listen, you're supposed to send one for each of us.
That's awesome. Hey, do that again. He just sees the Do part.
See that? Yeah, see, it's just
podcast for Do.
Podcast for Do.
Podcast
a little bit more than Do.
Hey. So, and I also got a little show and tell that I started my vacation with.
All right.
Yes. So you guys know I've been going ahead and collecting the Batman Hot Wheel cars, right? I'm missing the last one of the series here. It's from the actual The Batman. So it's the
like that.
It's the Charger looking one.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then I came across these bad boys I'm going to show you next. And these
I hope it's from the animated one. It's the purple one.
No, I wish. I wish.
I picked up that one, by the way.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
You can send it on over to me. So I picked up the Trinity of the Decepticons. Do you guys know who the Trinity of Decepticons are? Who are the main three guys in Decepticons?
All right. Well, I could take a stab at it and get it right, but I'll allow Magic Mike to try to.
No, Moose will get it right. You go right ahead.
Go ahead, Magic Mike. Go ahead.
I think that should be your hint.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple.
All right.
Oh, man. All right. So
I'm going to go with Megatron, Starscream, and Soundwave.
There you go. That's the Trinity right here. So first of all, I got this little mini guy right here. That's Starscream right there.
All right.
Nice.
The warrior, right? The tactician, Soundwave.
Yes.
Okay.
Right? Soundwave.
Yeah, I'll try my best. Soundwave. I don't know. That's probably isn't it.
And then the last one.
That sound like sci-fi. Yeah.
So these are actually pretty cool. They're little miniatures. So I think I have like almost every size type of these guys.
Isn't he? Magic Mike. Is he on like 25 megabits?
I think so. Yeah.
Soundwave.
No, that's not what he's talking about. That's not what he's talking about.
Your picture.
Soundwave. There you go. That sounds better.
No, your picture.
It really didn't.
Oh, my picture. Oh, I don't know. Remember, listen, we only go as fast as the slowest guy here.
It goes like this the entire time. It's going.
Yeah, you're the slowest guy here. You are correct in that. Game guy. We only go as fast as the slowest guy here, which is you.
We're in the cruise ship. I'm podcasting from the ship.
Basically, I'm the Calvin Ridley of this podcast.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
And I'm the Trevor Lawrence.
And
I'm the Trevor Lawrence of this podcast.
That guy ain't no Trevor Lawrence.
Yep. There you go.
You don't even got the look. If you had the look, I'd where's the hair?
Well, that's like saying Moose doesn't have the look of Calvin Ridley. Come on. It's the same thing.
You know I do.
You ain't got the look of Calvin Ridley. No.
I look exactly like Calvin Ridley.
Not even close.
Absolutely.
You got a few pounds on Calvin Ridley. I'm just going to say that. So
hey, imagine when you get bumped by me.
That's right.
On the field, like you feel.
Hey, I do recall a certain somebody went try to go up against the wall and landed on.
He met force. It was like the Juggernaut. Imagine running into the Juggernaut.
That's not Calvin Ridley.
No, that's me. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. So yeah, you're not Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, but I'm as fast as Calvin Ridley. So
I was saying, what is it? 4.4, 4.3?
Yeah, at least a 4.4.
4.4. That's pretty good. That's pretty good there. I think your time slowed down a little bit. You used to run a 4.2, right?
4.2, yeah. I'm 4.4 now. Put on an extra few pounds.
Man.
But this is true. That's a true story, Magic Mike. Going out playing ball and
I was there. I witnessed it.
Football. A man hit the deck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Hey, they thought they really were gonna move you, by the way. I just want you to know that. They came full force and breathe, son. Breathe.
Hit the benches. Oh man.
This is like Kung Fu Panda.
That's basically what I am now,
Hey, Rob's in the room. Rob's in the room.
Good to see you. Yeah, I'm basically built like Kung Fu Panda now.
I don't mean built. I just mean that when he buttons it up and the guys the tiger's coming after him, he just kind of gets ready.
What just trying to say, stop playing around.
Hey, listen, Kung Fu Panda or Beverly Hills Ninja, one or the other.
Why do you have? Why do you have oh
my goodness,
a ship in the background, an Imperial cruiser? I don't think I've ever seen that Imperial cruiser before.
That's what I said.
Y'all have. It's been upstairs. I've changed rooms. I say upstairs now. I'm giving him away my
man. What are you doing? Giving away your secrets?
I know. Now I'm down in the basement.
Oh.
No, that's been there before. Y'all haven't seen it. That's on you guys. I don't know what to tell you. So.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Start it up. Start it up.
That's awesome, man. I like that. That's a nice ship.
That's what I said. It stands out.
It's got some work still.
Can you send that over? I mean, can you send it to me?
No.
I mean,
no.
I'm just checking because.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's do some trading. You pick what you want. I'll pick what I want from your place.
If you can see it behind me.
No.
Hey, it's a mystery grab. It's a mystery grab.
Not what you can see.
Yeah. If you can see it behind me, you can take it.
It's a mystery grab.
No.
I'll even help you if you want.
Listen, I'm gonna take everything in front of you, and that's what we'll trade.
Oh.
I'm looking at a wall.
No, you're not. I've been in your place. You're not looking at a wall. Everything in front of you. You got. I know you got a monitor in front of you. You got a CPU in front of you. You got a couple of nice mics in front of you.
I went from the upstairs to the basement. Sorry.
You got 5 monitors in there. 5 monitors.
I'm saying. Exactly. I'm taking everything in front of him for the Imperial
Studio
Star.
Lights. He's got a whole production over there.
Okay, that is true. All right.
There we go.
Hey, you can have my shirt. I'll take the cruiser, Rob. Hey, I was waiting for that, Rob. I was waiting for that.
Man. I love it.
One of these days, Rob, Moose is going to hook you up one of these days.
You know what? I love how I get the blame for everything. I take it. I never get the credit.
CEO, CFO, COO. That's what happened.
Hey, listen, you offered it.
He won it. What do you want me to say?
That was your prize. You said, you know what? Let's do this for a prize. We said, okay.
Yeah, we just agreed. We're the guys who sit on the sides.
I thought you guys were the investors. You can you
no, you got the wrong investors. Hey, that's right.
That's right. I got the wrong investors. That is true.
Yeah, really.
That is true. Man.
You know, actually, Rob knows he's got the wrong investor. Rob can tell you stories.
Listen, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I think that we should do a podcast club, podcast for sci-fi club, and this will keep it going. This will keep the podcast on the air.
Okay.
And we could have what would it be? What would it be? $20 a year, $25 a year, something like that.
Oh, I'm good with that. 24. I think I hold on.
You guys.
Oh, okay. I was just I might be able to swing. Okay, I got you.
Listen, I was already negotiating. 1999.
This is already out. Well, we know Game God. He's in it for like $9.99.
Yep. That's the $9.99. That's right.
That's true. See, Rob's in. Yeah. See, that's what we're talking about, Rob.
Yep.
Which price, Rob? You heard 3 different prices.
No, he already the real price.
Somebody needs to go in the green room.
Yeah. Here, let me help him.
Here
All right, now let's talk. Let's talk price now.
I'm waiting. I was waiting. That room loves me.
You in that room have a special connection. But then we could offer something special to
a t-shirt.
A t-shirt. Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, we're not the investors.
Let's just be clear. Every podcast for sci-fi t-shirt that is that goes out
goes to charity
costs at least $25. At
this
least
is true.
$25.
This is true.
Absolutely true.
Yes.
So any shirt we give out,
we've lost all of the profit. We lost not profit. We're not looking for profit. We just lost anything for
all year long. So
you know what? We sent Rob a shirt of one of our faces. One of our faces. He doesn't know which one he's gonna get. He's just gonna get one of our.
It's a grab bag.
See, Rob said he paid $30. Look at that. I love that.
Okay. Hey, listen, Rob, you have been recorded.
Hey, give him
the signed contract.
Hey, send it to our PayPal account. Go ahead.
Well, you got one? You got a secret one? My goodness.
Hey, we can do what's the one that
send to the X? Send to the X. We'll get to that later. Oh, sorry. Just pay the American Express bill, Rob. $30. That'd be fine.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Do we have to give them the account number for that?
Sure, why not?
We do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Write this down. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And yes, and you have to say it just like that.
We should do something. We should think about that. You know what? Maybe we should introduce something like that for episode 400. That'd be kind of cool.
I love it.
400 is right around the corner. What are we doing special for 400?
2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. Not next week, but the following.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So that means next week are we doing? We off the air next week, right? For
you have a vacation day next week. Yeah.
Oh, listen to that! You heard that, Magic Mike? We get a vacation day.
He said you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Magic Mike's still working.
Yeah, me and Moose will still be working.
He didn't.
There won't be a podcast next week, Game God. There won't be a podcast.
Yeah, so don't worry. We actually do some house cleaning next week. So we'll be doing.
Don't touch my office, please.
In the studio,
we'll be in touch.
Yeah. So
you go ahead. I mean,
don't call us. We'll call you.
We are doing some interviews next week too for a social media manager.
Oh my goodness! Rob put in an application.
We're going to nominate Rob for everything. That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Hey,
yeah,
that's the man right there.
Well, hey, we'll promote Game God to a paying customer.
I'm in.
It'll cost him a lot less for the podcast annually for that. So no, we can't do that.
I don't think it will. I think it'll be a little more.
No, I'm grandfathered in. I got the old AT&T price. I'm grandfathered in.
Oh my goodness.
Different levels.
Oh, look at Rob. Different levels.
Oh, I love it. Man.
Yeah, that's what we should do, Rob.
Rob's voting for his seat on the board.
Hey, I'm in. I vote.
Yeah. But it's like that.
Oh, Game Guy. I had to think about it. Look at him. He's like,
look at that.
Wow. I was checking the bank account to see how much was in there.
All right, let's get this party started. We got to do something. We've been talking for 18 minutes already. All right, let's.
Is that long?
Yeah, just about. Like 15 minutes, actually. If you really want to know stats. I'm just saying.
Yeah, send me the link.
Yeah, I will. Let me make sure I'm on the right. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Press the record button.
Yeah, no, I just make sure I'm on the right thing. I don't want to hear the music. It's the other intro music for the. Forget it. I'll stop talking. Here we go. All right, this is episode 399 with Loki 2 trailer. The Secret Invasion has wrapped. Twitter is X gonna give it to you, and NYCC. Here we come. Let's talk about this.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 399. Woo! We have the crew in the house. We got the chat room in the house. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and X gonna give it to you. Here we go. We're talking about all good things coming down this week. We can talk about a lot of stuff. We can talk about shows. We can talk about anything. We just picked a handful of stuff to talk about. We're working on 400. 400 is in 2 weeks. So next week we'll have off, and then we'll release 400. We'll go 400 live and talk about all kinds of fun stuff.
Going to be good. It's going to be exciting. Wow. Make sure you're there. Make sure you tell everybody.
Yes, Rob. It's gonna be a great episode. Hey, you know what we should do? We should do an episode where we just have the room pick a topic and we just fly off the cuff.
Yeah, that would be episode 401. Yeah.
And it depends on who's in the room.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's different tiers. The different tiers.
Oh, yeah. Look at you trying to steal Rob's thunder.
Yeah, it's his idea. Watch.
Every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless otherwise noted. Like next week, we won't be here. It'll be the official pre-game 400 episode, which we won't be airing. We'll be actually working on episodes.
So Moose, what's this? Can we get a sneak peek, or what's going on with 400?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I need to tell you what's going on for them. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we'll revisit some old podcast episodes, maybe some great pictures if you're following us on the live feeds, maybe some great video. We'll see what we can come up with. I know I have some favorites. It's been, look, it's been 10 years running plus. So 400 episodes is a huge feat for any podcast. So if you have a podcast and you're over 400, you've done something right.
Yeah.
I think more importantly is we continue to do something right. We're still here. We're still producing a podcast, and look, we continue to move on. I love it. 400.
I like how you say we're still here. I'd like to say you can't get rid of us.
You can try.
But think about most podcasts don't last, 6 months into the podcast, and here we are 10 years later. We would be considered certainly OGs in podcasting. So it's something to be proud of, and we want to celebrate that the best way we know how. And thank you, Rob. We appreciate that. I mean that's the biggest thing. And I don't know.
I feel like I want to start 400 right now.
Yeah. We should probably get some stuff out for 400 too. We got some stuff to give away. I think we can.
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah.
I got jokes for that too. Oh, jeez.
Do you?
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but we saved that for 400.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I hope you make me look good.
Absolutely, every day.
Okay. Don't make me look bad. Don't make me look
bad. No, I never do that. We've been to plenty of cons. I've always make you look good.
Okay, good.
Now you're making me want to talk about some cons and making you look good.
See what I mean? I got some cons to talk about. Speaking of cons, I don't know if you know this, but we go across the country to different Comic Cons. And this year, of course, the only one we know for sure we have on the docket that we received an invitation from is New York Comic Con. So I'm going to throw some New York Comic Con love out there. That's, I think, October. I forgot.
Nice.
Is it the 1st to the 3rd? I think.
No, it's the next weekend.
It's the following.
Yes, it's like the 6th, I think.
October 12th to October 13th.
Oh, okay.
No,
2 days?
No, it's not.
October 12th to October 15th.
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 Okay. I thought you said 13th.
I did too.
So that's when we'll be there. October 12th to the 15th in New York Comic Con. I think that's important to note because New York. We appreciate the guys from Reed throwing us some love and continuing to support the podcast, and send us invites out to these large events because that's what we do, and we've been doing this for many years. We've been working hand in hand with lots of cons, and what's sad is as time goes on, some cons change, some of them change, and you don't know what to expect anymore. And thankfully, New York still shows our love to Podcast for Sci-Fi. And so we appreciate that. So if you are in that area or plan on going to New York Comic Con, certainly find us. We'll be in our classic shirts. You'll be able to see some of us there, and you can find us easily because we're all wearing the same thing. Generally.
Yeah. Hey, give New York Comic Con a round of applause.
Is there an applause?
Way to go, Game God.
Oh, thanks.
Now, yeah, come on. Let's see. This is a multi-minute. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. I got faith in you, Moose. I got faith in you.
See, I can do it. All right. Well, there you go. So yeah, I just wanted to say that because that is one of the cons. We are still working on a couple. There's FanX out in Salt Lake City. We're still waiting to hear from FanX and what they're doing. and they're kind of sitting on pause. I don't know why. So no for sure's there. No bets that can be taken that will be there. But we have been over the course of 10 anniversaries with Salt Lake, but there's no telling that we would also not.
Yeah, we've been there since the beginning.
Yeah,
every one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, so who knows? But of course, that is just throwing some New York Comic-Con love out there. NYCC, we appreciate it very much. Not sponsors of the podcast and a monetary value, but certainly sponsors of the podcast. Let's do it. This is what we do. We Atlanta, of course, Dragon Con coming up. Dragon Con has shown us love in the past. We've gone there. I think it's doable. I don't know how would you fly into Atlanta, Game God, or would you drive into Atlanta?
Probably drive. It's faster.
Oh, is that right?
I say faster. It's about a 6-hour drive.
So the way you drive, so you tell them you're faster than a plane. That's awesome.
That's right. Well, you got to get there 2 hours.
It's about a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
6 hours. Nice.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's about 6-7 for me. So that's not too bad.
Let's race. See who gets there first.
You win. I'm slow. I am slow.
Hey, sit tight. I'll be there. Sit tight.
I'll drive like a. Go ahead. What? Tell me.
No, that's right.
That's what you
sit tight.
Drive in there. Sit tight. I'll meet you there.
I thought you had more. So anyway, that would be nice to go to Dragon Con. But Dragon Con when is that? That's usually Labor Day.
That's that's right around the corner too. By the way,
it's like the beginning of September, right?
September, yeah.
It's the end of August, beginning of September.
August 31st to September 4th.
Yeah, that's right around the corner. I think I haven't heard from Atlanta in a while. We need to see what they're doing. But anyway, we'll you never know. I guess we could always follow up with them. If not, Rob, we just meet you and go out to eat. That's what we do.
There you go.
No Cracker Barrel.
No Cracker Barrel.
No Cracker Barrel. Sorry.
I'm sure we could pick up another place.
And no Cheesecake Factory either.
No
Cheesecake. It sounds like Game God's got some issues with a couple places.
Hey, I know. Goodness gracious.
Yeah. So.
Good thing they're not sponsors.
Hey, that's why I can talk about them.
All right, well let's speaking of talking, let's go ahead and get on to something some interesting news. How about Twitter? Have you guys are on Twitter? The podcast is on Twitter.
Is it?
This is owned by Elon Musk, of course. And if any of the listeners out there are on Twitter, follow us. You can find us at Podcast for Sci-Fi on Twitter. How about that? Mm-hmm. It's changed its name though. It's not Twitter anymore. It's like X. And Elon has had a thing with X for a while. But this is an interesting thing. So there's no more like tweets, or the Bluebird is like gone.
Yes.
The bird is gone.
We could say
it's not gone from a lot of places, but it's gone.
It's not right, yeah. but it's still going away. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to think if this is a real move. Is he really? Because when I saw it pop up into your phone, and I was like, this is a joke, right? What is it? Someone's playing it. But no, this is real. Twitter going to be X.
This is the real deal. I thought the same thing. A lot of people thought that. Hey, what is this really going to happen? But we know, doesn't he have one of his children named X or something that? He's got the SpaceX. I think from my sources, our sources specifically, tell us that he's trying to rebrand not just Twitter, but combine some things here. So I think we're going to see some PayPal back because you guys were talking about that earlier. And I think we're going to see some of those things come so he can bring under the brand of X and make it more than just a social media site. I got to tell you, though, that sounds like a cool thing. And it sounds great for business. But there was nothing wrong with Twitter and tweeting. There was nothing wrong with it. As a matter of fact, it was already a name brand.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. That's like us changing our whole logo and everything. Just call it Podcast for Sifi. It's crazy. Why would you take a brand that everyone is very familiar with already and has its own language and memes and all that stuff? I mean, I guess when you pay $44 billion for it, you can do whatever you want. But I don't know if it's the smartest thing to do. I mean, he even went so far as they put a big X on top of the headquarters in San Francisco, which, by the way, they were told to take it down because it broke all kind of violations.
City ordinance or something like that.
Yeah, big X on the building. But you know, I mean, Magic Mike, you alluded to it. You know, he has Tesla, he has SpaceX, not Tesla. Yeah, Tesla, SpaceX. He has he has AIX. Something like that. He's trying to do AI, and to you what you said. His son is also nicknamed X. So he definitely has. I'm sorry, it's XAI is what it's called. He's definitely has something with the obsession with the letter X. And it could be all marketing and branding and all the same. And I get it. It's easy to remember, but I mean it's just X. So you know you're essentially starting from the bottom up again with you know, a platform that's been around for, I don't know how long Twitter's been around now. It's been around for a while.
It's been around a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you get it. So now every computer site, every posting, anything that can post, all the little birds have to go away and have to be X. And if I remember correctly, I'm looking at, you know, different websites now as I speak to you, and the X means you close it. I mean, exactly. So I don't know if that's the right thing you want to do. Hey, don't touch the X. You're gonna close it down. I don't know what's his end game here, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It just doesn't flow.
Yeah, it doesn't flow. Of course, you know, he's a smart guy. I guess he's got a lot of money. Yeah, he's the richest man in the world. So if that's the case, I guess he can make some pretty good decisions, I suppose. So we'll see where that leads us. I mean, we were you know, certainly on Twitter. We send out tweets. I don't know what they're going to be called now.
X's.
We send them out.
Yeah, I think every time we do a tweet, we go X gonna give it to you.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, that's our tag.
Does it look like Elon is going to like a midlife crisis here?
I don't know.
Listen, he's always been this way. Come on, he has bought stuff, sold stuff, rebranded stuff, changing things. He's always done this. Even Tesla, that took forever to get going, felt like, and now it's become what it is. But even then, it was back and forth. And so, yeah, I think this is just who he is. He's always wanting to change, doesn't want to stay still or stagnant.
But if you think about Tesla in and of itself, just besides SpaceX, besides everything else, besides PayPal, besides all this stuff, think about what he has accomplished with just Tesla. And specifically, if he didn't do Tesla the way it was done, we wouldn't have electric cars where they're at today. They just wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be ready. They would still be waiting to be introduced, and yet he did it. Let me tell you another one he did. Of course, with the Starlink system. Starlink system is, if you don't know, that's the star system, the internet for everybody, allegedly in the future, made with satellites versus actual hardwire. And this is a really interesting concept, and he's making it work. And I guess he has the goal is to have 42,000 satellites in the air.
Wow.
Which is a lot. And by the way, right now he has the most satellites in space, more than anybody anywhere. Like he has the most already.
Listen, wait till Independence Day comes and then we'll see.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So anyway, it's just kind of funny though when you think about all the decisions and where it's going to go. I don't know, but
didn't you say something earlier about Apple and having issue with this?
Yeah, so it's funny. So when he decided to change the logo over to X, Apple was the last, and the Apple App Store was the last set of people who said we're going to change the logo. They didn't want to change it. They wanted to keep it as Twitter, as the Bluebird. Yeah. Eventually, it got changed over because if you look on your iPhone now, it is X icons. But they were the last ones to come to the table. And again, this just shows. It almost feels like Elon is always going against the green.
He is,
for everybody. You know, it's funny you mentioned Independence Day, and Moose, you mentioned Starlink, and obviously it's all satellites. For those who don't know, like Moose alluded there, and it's so the areas that he's hit, that works really well with Starlink are the areas that can't get internet, right? You know, like the middle of nowhere areas. You know, you have Starlink, you get internet in the middle of the Sahara Desert or in the rainforest or wherever it may be. So and as we talk about this, how he's taking this X brand and he's integrating everything. Is Elon about to take out wire and Wi-Fi out so it can run off his satellites? You know what I'm saying? He's got the money. He's got the money.
We have seen this in sci-fi shows and movies for years. Have been wanting something like this.
Yeah.
As far as not having to be tethered down with a cable or be I'm driving from one place to the other and I lose internet connection or I lose a cell phone connection. Like, come on, this is the time to have everything anytime you want.
Yeah.
Hey, he is the Terminator Starlink.
Yeah,
he is. That's what he's going to be.
It's gonna be excellent soon. So
so I mean, he's paving some way for something, and he is a very smart man, like you said, Moose. And he's playing chess now, where everybody's still playing checkers. So watch for what's coming.
He's been doing that for a while, though. You know.
Yes, he has.
Yeah. So Starlink is officially Skynet. That's really what you're trying to say.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. Yes, Skynet.
Yes. All right. Well, anyway, interesting stuff with Twitter. We're still there. So
Rob says he's Trask.
That's right. There you go. That's funny.
Well, Moose, I just want to touch on this because I think, as you mentioned, if he hadn't done Tesla the way he did. And that's important to recognize because those are the people who change things in the world, right? The ones who are going to do things, follow their dreams. And this is for everybody. This is why we do this, because it's one of those things that we want to do this. We love doing it. We're going to continue doing it, even when things were telling us not to, or we had struggles, or we weren't doing it the same way everybody else was. And, and not to get too much into what we do and our personal part of the podcast, there are lots of podcasts out there that have commercials, that have backers like that, and we have chosen not to because we want to bring forward what we really are about, and that's what's made it so fun and made it so successful in terms of being able to do it for so long and enjoy it. And as you said before, that's a success to me, being with you guys and enjoying it and having Rob tune in and chime in. That's parts we love, that part about it. And so without those kind of people like Musk, we don't have Tesla, we don't have X, we don't have the things that we're going to have in the future, Starlink. And we can debate whether that's good or bad. We can, but nonetheless, that's what brings it forward. So,
by the way, Elon Musk does look like Trask from the comic books.
He does a little. You're right.
All right, yeah, good point, Magic Mike. Let's move past this. I want to get into some Marvel news. Let's talk about Marvel. Marvel to release Loki 2. They came out with another trailer, or a trailer for Loki 2. And my first thoughts on this trailer, if I can expound upon you these thoughts that I had, my first initial thoughts. And that is very intense trailer. Nothing like season 1, by the way. In my opinion, it looks more intense. It's not as comical in this trailer. Very, I don't want to say dark, but very serious. Am I wrong?
Game God, I'm gonna let you go next.
Oh, okay, good, perfect. I gotta tell you, I had the same exact thoughts, Moose. I'm like, this was a trailer with intent. I think this was a trailer that said we want to separate ourselves from season 1. There's a line or two here that made me like do like a like one of those kind of laughs. Nothing that you kill back and you laugh. That was hilarious, and it's because of Owen Wilson. I mean, he's the deliverer of the jokes. But I gotta tell you, man, I feel like this should have been season 1 based on this trailer, right? Now I know that season 1 led us to here, which is why season 2 is happening. But I feel like from the trailers, we're starting to see. Rob says it was real intense, and my take was not a lot of Kang. So they might have reworked some stuff, or maybe we just have yet to see.
True.
But I can tell you that I felt like in this trailer that this was Loki. Like I felt like the God of Mischief was there.
I'll give you a ding on that.
Thank you, sir. I felt like season 1 was like a guy acting like Loki.
Right.
You know, so now we actually have Loki, and they even mention it in the trailers where he says he goes something about we're gods. He says that we're gods.
Yeah.
And the patented, you see the horns come out on the shadow. So there was a lot of in my opinion, great things I saw with this. And just as a fun fact, it broke the record for viewership with 80 million online views
of the trailer.
Yes, quick. Wow. It was the first series to quickly hit that milestone, and Loki season 1 remains the highest watched series on Disney Plus.
Okay, here's my thing with this. This show looks incredible. It looks great, but I feel like I'm watching a quantum leap with Loki in it, and here's why. When I got Loki, this is Loki as himself. But he's being controlled by going to these different places. It felt like Quantum Leap. I'm like, this show looks great, but it doesn't look like a Loki show to me. I'm not saying Loki isn't himself, but the show itself, what's surrounding it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like he's leading, he's going and doing the things that Loki would do. He's being led. He has no control. And I don't like that direction necessarily. I feel like that, okay, I think we're going to get this in episodes, what I feel like. Okay, we're going to this time frame. There's a problem here. Okay, we're going to solve that problem. Oh, let's go to another time frame. Oh, here's a problem here. Let's solve that problem. I feel like it's going to be like that with every episode, and I don't like that idea.
All right. First of all, let me just say that I hear you, Magic Mike. I hear you loud and clear. However, the fact that we're always going back to an older time always tells me something, and that is those types of episodes are almost timeless, meaning that in any time that you have this in a show or in a movie, when you go back in time and you go back to the 50s or the 20s, I think that's just awesome. I just think it's a great thing because it kind of shows we can relate to it. That's what I think. That's the more thing. We can relate to it. We don't have to dream of a sci-fi piece. We don't have to dream of, what could come next. We understand, just like I've always said, by the way, when it comes to video games, like I understand a principle of a time frame because you understand the limits of that time frame. So it's easier to be super powerful. You know, I don't consider Loki like an all-powerful being. I never have.
Right.
And so when he was facing the Avengers in the movies, I always thought, oh, that's pretty cool. But he's more of a trickster. He really wasn't a super powerful being. He was more manipulative.
Yeah, he's a behind the scenes guy.
Yeah, right. I mean, so, but because of that, now you can go back to planet Earth, and you go back in time, and you don't have powerful, huge beings. And think about that. You can do a lot of things. All of a sudden you look very powerful, and you are, according to what you can do. Yeah, that's right. Rob said he's a god. Yeah, he is a god. A puny god.
Puny god.
So for me, I think it's kind of cool. One of the things that I really like is in this trailer when they go back to that, in the early 1900s, it looks like when he's talking about how he does things versus like the Owen Wilson character. And he goes in and gets this pie out of this machine. And I don't know if you guys know a lot. This is real history. So this is what I think is cool is that they use a part of real history in this show. And that is the thing that he's using is called an automat. And the automat was introduced in the US. I don't want to go off of some tangent. It was in early 1902. But I remember these growing up, not necessarily the automat, but this one, the first one was introduced in Philadelphia, and it was an automat, and it was hugely successful. Anyway, just an amazing piece. They put it inside of this sci-fi show, which I think that's very artistic. I love that. I love that they actually put the automat into this show. And by the way, if you really want a good documentary and bore yourself to death, go on to Netflix and look at the automat documentary. It's pretty cool.
Well, so listen.
Hey, 1, 2, 3. It's 3.
Listen.
Now,
listen. You took up more time than all of us.
No. You spoke twice already.
In that middle there. I just took notes on Loki. What's wrong with you?
You spoke twice.
Once. Most put him in the box, please.
Oh my goodness. You guys.
You know what? The most important comments from me anyway. Go ahead, Magic Mike.
Listen, I'm not saying that there's not going to be there's going to be a lot of cool things we're going to like. 1, 2, 3. There's gonna be a lot of cool things we're gonna like in this, but every episode we're gonna say, "Oh man, he went back in time for this," and oh, the next one, "Oh, he went back in time," and "Oh, he went back in time." "Oh, no, he went to the future," and that's what it's gonna be every episode. I see it coming, and I just don't think that's what we should be doing with Loki.
All right, so I'm gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna tee them.
Oh, you just went back in time?
I'm gonna go back and forth here. So first and foremost, do we forget that Loki was killed? Right, so he doesn't have a place anywhere at this point. So this is all something that we can use through time, through the TVA, because he's no longer alive. Right, so we have to take what we can get with Loki at this point in time. Second of all, I hear what you're saying, Magic Mike, about the traveling time back and forth, back and forth. But I think that because of season 1, you can't abandon what happened in season 1. It's gonna dictate what season 2 is, and I hope that isn't the case of Quantum Leap, even though Quantum Leap was an awesome show, by the way. The original Quantum.
Yes.
The original Quantum.
Yeah. The first, the original.
With Scott, what's his last name? Scott. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
6 episodes. I hope he doesn't travel more than 3 times. Come on now.
He will. You know what's gonna happen, Rob. Every episode.
Here's my problem with Disney Plus Marvel shows is every trailer looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you watch the show, you're like, not what I expected. So that's my.
You know what? I'm gonna give you 2 dings tonight because that's really good.
That's a rarity.
Yeah,
that's a rarity. But yeah, that's my thing with it. Like we can go through all of our episodes, and we almost always say, "Man, that was a great trailer," or the trailer right before the release. When you may have a garbage trailer, but the one right before the release, man, this looks epic. Oh my goodness, this looks incredible. And then once the show comes out, I was like, "Where's that show? Where's the show we saw in the trailer?"
Yeah, it was a bait and switch almost every time.
Yeah, so that's my problem with it. It happened with WandaVision, Captain Falcon, and American Soldier. It happened with what other shows they got?
Hold on, Moose. Hold on. Game God was a fan of WandaVision.
I am. No, I am. I'm still.
It happened.
But what I'm saying is that it did fizz at the end. It did. WandaVision.
Oh my goodness.
WandaVision trailers were garbage, that Rob said.
Listen, Rob knows how you felt about WandaVision. He knows. You can't hide it from him.
No. And listen, I stand by it. I stand by my words. But we also I think we also said that Captain Falcon and American Soldier looked great in the trailers too, and we all know how that turned out, right? And then what other shows were there? There was at least 3. What If was the only one that came out okay, but it was okay at best. It also fizzed out. So when you look at all these, I think we were all drooling about What If. We're like, oh man,
to your point, it's not even just the shows anymore; it's the movies too.
Well, I think with the movies, when you look at the movies, we're looking at the trailers of the movies, and we're like, that doesn't look good. Yeah. I think that the trailers for the shows outshine by far trailers for the movie. When you look at the trailer for the movie, I think it's because when you see the movie, you're getting 2 to 3 hours of a movie, right? You're getting 2 to 3 hours. So whatever you see in the trailer, that's the whole thing, beginning to end.
Yeah.
When you get a series, you're like, oh man, they're not gonna show all the series. They usually show like the first 2 or 3 episodes of that series in pieces, and then the last 3 episodes or 4 episodes, whatever episodes they have nowadays, you don't ever get to see in trailers, which leads you to believe like, okay, we got some hope on something. But every trailer for Marvel now, not for the Star Wars piece, because the Marvel when Disney does the Star Wars piece, those trailers for the most part match their shows. So I can't figure out why is there such a disconnect when it comes to the Marvel piece versus like a Star Wars piece or something else, because maybe they feel they got to show all the good parts. Because the first thing I think of, what did you think of when you first saw the trailer for Secret Invasion?
Well, go ahead, Magic Mike.
I was excited. To your point. Very excited to see it.
What about you, Moose?
I was looking forward to it, but then again, Go ahead. I want you to, we could talk about, this goes right into really where Secret Invasion ends.
Yes.
So, as long as people don't mind spoilers, where does that bring us to?
So here's exactly the same formula we've seen in the Marvel shows, right? We all said when we looked at the Secret Invasion trailer, man, this looks like a movie. This is epic. Oh man, a little spy espionage, a little darker. And Rob, I am 100%. He said the Marvel's trailer is garbage. Listen, garbage looks better than the Marvel's trailer. I can tell you that right now. I can't believe this thing should. And I'm going off on a slight tangent. The Marvel trailer came up. They should have said, "Man, this looks bad. Let's not even put this out. You know what? Let's change this."
Yep.
I'd rather watch the Eternals than the Marvel's trailer. At this
wow,
point.
That's saying something.
Now that's horrible. First of all, that's terrible.
But you don't disagree?
I tried to catch up on. No, I disagree. Hold on a second.
Try to slip that in.
The Eternals. Come on.
If you're taking take the trailer from the Eternals compared to the trailer for the Marvels, I'm watching the Eternals all day.
Listen, no, I don't think any of us liked the Eternals trailer. I think that was one we were all like, this is not look good at all. And here, and to the point of what you're saying with all of this, I feel like the trailers are showing us the action part, and the story doesn't match once we get into the actual series. So I think that's where the breakdown is.
So Moose, as I go forward here with the Secret Invasion piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
The trailers for it was amazing. I know we all couldn't wait to see it. And I'm going to tell you, I genuinely liked the show. I thought the show had a lot of potential, but you alluded to
spoiler of the piece.
So there's a couple, right? So the first episode where Maria Hill gets killed, right? No one saw that coming. And I remember when I saw, I was like, oh, and the way it happened really left it like, man, this is gonna be great. Great way to end the first episode, right? But they didn't expand upon it in episode 2. Episode 3, you get to see Gaia, who's the daughter of Talos. She gets killed, but she gets brought back to life in 4. So you're like, okay, so that death was meaningless, right? So now
wait till we get to Rhodey. Keep going.
So that death is meaningless. So now it makes Maria Hill's death look even less important. So now we fast forward to the end, and you see when they, we figure out that Colonel Rhodes, Colonel Rhodes, War Machine, as we know him, is a Skrull.
Yeah,
right?
well, it's okay. Hold on. You say is a Skrull. What are you saying exactly?
Right. So this is the old patented multiverse technique here. We're going to make him do things that we know we wouldn't be able to get away with doing because he's a Skrull, and then we'll just reverse it at the end. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, but how long has he been a Skrull?
So that's the question, right?
That is the question.
So that's the question. So at the end of it, so we know that the show happens at the end. It happens after Endgame is done, right? But also, so to talk about Captain Falcon and American Soldier, that also happened after Endgame was done, and Colonel Rhodes was in that show as well.
So does it take away the meaning of everything that took place with Rhodey?
Wow.
It allows them a back door to change some stuff that they feel they want to change.
Listen, hold on. This is an easy answer. Yes, Moose, to answer your question, it absolutely does, because that's all they're using it for, is just to be able to get away with stuff that we don't care for. We don't want to see certain things. We want the Marvel, we want Rhodey, we want the right things, and all you're trying to say is, this is not really him. And again, like I said, no one's answered this question. How long has he been a Skrull?
Right.
They don't give that answer, right?
There you go.
But here's the bigger piece. I'm not disagreeing with you. They don't give that answer. But here's the bigger piece: is who else could you have changed to make an impact as an Avenger or a piece of the Avenger that wouldn't affect the entire story?
The bigger picture, yeah.
Yes.
Why did you need to? That's the real question. Not who could you. Why did you need to? It doesn't need to happen.
No, I think you needed to do something dramatic, but they wasted it. To Rob's point, they said this was one of the most popular storylines in the comic book history that they wasted because they couldn't go anywhere with it, right? So they introduced the Super Scroll, which, by the way, that's not my Super Scroll, right? That's
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Rob, by the way, Rob says they should have done Tony Stark, but that's only if RDJ wanted to play Tony Stark further. I don't know if he still wants to do it, right? So, because that would have been that would have been the easiest way to get money back into the system, right?
But then again, we'd still be having the same conversation. When was he a Skrull?
Mm-hmm.
How long has he been a Skrull? How long has he been?
They would have to go ahead and backtrack some stuff, but I think it would be too messy. But can I say the piece on the Super Skrull? Man, the Super Skrull for me is the Fantastic Four. Right, that's how I recognize the Super Skrull for me was the embodiment of the entire Fantastic Four team, and how they portrayed it in this show made it seem like anyone can become a superhero.
Yes, yeah,
or an Avenger, so to speak. Even Captain Marvel powers, which I'm like, that's a stretch.
That's pushing it.
Yeah, that's a stretch. I thought it was cool when he had Groot's power, and then maybe he had some fire power, and then he had ice. I get it. You can't really do invisibility. I get that piece, right? Because it's not introduced per se, right? They should have left it at that, right? I would have even say, you know what? I'm okay with having the Hulk's power, right? But that's it. Now you're going cosmic, and I have a problem with that. So the whole end scene when they were fighting each other, and I won't tell you who was fighting for the people who didn't see it. When they fight, man, that looked so cheesy. It was like watching a Dragon Ball Z episode.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
I mean, am I wrong? It's like power versus power. I think the only way you lose is if you get tired and you fall asleep. I mean, it's like
wow.
So that's why it was a waste of a show. Right, because you had all this epic storyline. I mean, you could have led this into the mutants, right? You could have had Skrulls that could have been mutants and brought them in. It was a wasted opportunity to use Nick Fury on, and the show left it so unfinished.
Well, are they going to come out with a season 2? What do you think? Do you think that there'll be a season 2?
Well, first of all, they spent $250 million to produce this show.
Wow. I think there will be a season 2, Moose, unfortunately.
Will they have will it change the timeline of any MCU?
Wow.
I think that if you did, it can go either one or two ways. Rob says no, that there won't be a season 2. I'm leaning to that they won't be as well, because I just think that Samuel L. Jackson won't reprise the role.
Yeah,
I think he doesn't want to do. I don't think he'll do another series.
Yeah, but they don't have to. They just they'll just bring somebody else as a Skrull in. That's the thing that we are now. That's the unfortunate.
That's the problem that you run into. That's right. That's right. It's been that way whenever we talk about all of it. Like time travel or anything else. It's like, come on, give me a break. Don't change that just because.
I don't remember in the Secret Invasion storyline if Nick Fury was married to a Skrull. I don't remember that. I don't know if that was added.
I don't remember that either.
If that was added as well. But I mean, they also humanized, and I know he's human, but they humanized Nick Fury. Like, I always looked at Nick Fury as a bad dude. Like, that's the dude right there. Like, and in the show, I think they referenced it a lot. That old man can't keep up and stuff like that. And I gotta tell you, man, Nick Fury, no matter
this is after everything's
listen, in the comic books, he was still kicking tail.
The comic books, he's always like 45 in the comic books.
Yeah, he don't age, man. He's got the
Spider-Man, so it doesn't matter.
But
listen,
I thought the show was great. I just thought that they left it like they leave all their other Marvel properties in the show open-ended, no conclusion, and like someone said, "Hey, this is episode 6. We got to end it."
Listen, I think that's the point that they're doing right now, is that they are leaving everything open-ended so they can change whatever they want to change whenever they want to change it, and people are just going to buy in. And I'm here to tell you that's just not the case. We're not going to just buy in.
That formula would work if the movies were good. I think we've gotten to a point where they're, Rob mentions that they're leaving the door wide open for Finn and DC to take over. Right? I can tell you right now, I don't think they have to work hard at that. Name the last great, awesome MCU movie you've watched. Name the last one.
That I don't know.
Awesome.
The last memorable.
Well, this one would even be. I guess it would be just a combination because I would say Spider-Man, but that was more of a.
That wasn't really
collab. Yeah.
It had to be what? Endgame.
Endgame. Yeah.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Was it
really? Man,
that's the last movie where people in the theaters all cheered together.
Yeah.
All
you're right.
Together.
That's true.
Everything after that has been lackluster.
Yeah, you're right, because I still get goosebumps from Cap picking up the Mjolnir.
I knew it.
Yes. So you're right. That's probably the last big moment, or the last big movie that we've had, and I think that is because they want to be able to change what they want, and you got to listen to the fans. We'll tell you what's good.
15 years it took to get to that moment. You can't do it in 4.
Yeah, they're trying to do it in every single season. Anything they come out with, they're trying to get that big moment, and I don't think you can. I think it's a build up, but I also think it's good storytelling when you can tell a good story to get to that moment. Listen, everybody, thanks for joining us. $3.99, 2 weeks to 400. We'll have something special for you. Stay with us again. We'll do it all again in 2 weeks.
I was just leaving.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.